Welcome back to MapleTea, folks. I'm Maple,
MapleTea.
and here we're going to talk about the wonderful world of Astroneer.
Let's get to it.
First of all, we're going to talk about the story and design of the game. Personally, the design is, in my opinion, adorable and probably a creative design. I don't see much games
Very,
like this made nowadays.
very cutesy art style. Very cutesy. Can't go wrong with a bit of blocks.
It reminds me of like Hollow Knight, the same type of textures, same type of like format the game's looks and character design.
Except a little bit more vibrant in every way.
Yeah, story-wise for the game, I haven't played much of story. This is all of T's expertise, so I'll let him have the floor.
Story-wise, based very much in science, although it loves to get wild. You know, as behind us, tends not to happen, but, nothing wrong with the imagination. Uh, Time travel, all sorts, spatial anomalies. Very intriguing. It's a very thought out story, in my opinion. Very thought out.
So if you love astrological sciences, it's probably the perfect game for you.
If you study sciences or you intrigued with space, wish list this.
Alright, I give it probably the story and design. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 in my personal rating.
4 out of 5. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, it's got loopholes, which is why. Although you could say loopholes is where you get to imagine and where they get to fill in, but I think it needs a little bit more filling in, possibly with future add-ons. So I'd say 4 out of 5.
Perfect. And next, number two, we would think of gameplay and fun. How much fun is the game? The game is incredibly fun to a point until you get really well developed into it. Then it turns to a lot of tediousness.
It can be. It can be. Yeah, I'll agree with you there. Although when you reach the point where you've done almost everything, it's almost like it's the equivalent of Minecraft. You finish Minecraft, but you keep playing the world. You're not doing much other than personally set goals. And then when new stuff comes out, you can steamroll it and have even more fun than the people that haven't. So there is a trade-off.
Gameplay wise, it's pretty intriguing. Gameplay wise, it's fun, it's consistent, always new stuff to try to find and figure out. Once you get to the later stages, gameplay, like I said, just kind of gets to trial and error and then just for your own benefit at that point.
Pretty much, yeah. It's obviously it's got its obvious gameplay mechanics and all that, but it is mainly about personal goals and how you overcome them.
But I think gameplay and fun, I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll be generous. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
Missions and objectives, pretty
Plentiful.
pretty plentiful, but also pretty reruns, like just like an old TV show. You see the first episode and you see the whole season, and then you loved it so much you want to go back and rewatch it, and you figure out it wasn't really that good, but you got to do it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them you do get useless rewards for. Like, a lot of people will not want to automate some of the stuff in their world, and a lot of the rewards are for automation, so none of it gets used. But I mean, heck, they're plentiful, so you're gonna love some, you're gonna hate some.
In my personal opinion, I don't really like games that lock progress towards the game's future behind objectives and like walls.
Yeah, that
So
is a
I know in
uh,
Astroneer, if you want to unlock certain components, certain build materials, you need to do previous quest lines.
yeah. I mean, obviously, you don't have to do like every side quest before your main one. You can stray off, but the game progression requires set quests to be completed.
Instead of missions objectives, I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. Don't want to be too generous with my 4s and 5s.
Alright, 4 comes the puzzles and brain teaser aspects of this game.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's puzzle-like, but it takes some brain work. Like, you've got to figure out how to use certain items. Like, a good example is something called the probe scanner, which it doesn't tell you what it does, but you just got to figure it out. And once you figure it out, you just take to your brain and go, I wonder if I can do this on another planet or another planet. And then you kind of build the quest from the ground up as you're completing it. So I wouldn't say it's puzzles, but it's definitely brain tease.
Yeah, I could agree with that there's not a lot of puzzles in this game. Like, you'll find
There is not
games
a
where it's
lot
all
though.
about puzzles and brain teasers. You find games where it's just point and click, nothing. There's like a middle
Yeah.
ground. There's some, but there's not a lot, and it's enough to keep you occupied and going.
Mm.
I would say puzzles and brain teasers, I'll give it 3 out of 5. Pretty average.
As much as they're alright, there's not a lot of them, and a barely few of them are just side quests or linked to them, so I'll give it a 2.
Next, we go on to secrets and trophies.
Ooh.
Trophies is a lot of my expertise. Trophies in this game, I find that they're easy. It doesn't seem like it take you a long time to get them all. There's some specific ones that probably take you maybe an hour to 2 hours of just grinding in game to make sure you can build up to get that trophy. But most of them are
Yeah.
easy. Like, there's a couple co-op trophies that, like, you get a trophy, I think, just for joining someone's world. Like, there's those type
Yeah.
of easy trophies as well mixed in. So it's not a very hard aspect. For secrets, though, T would have to explain some of the secrets. He probably found a lot more than I have.
Yeah. A lot of the secrets tend to be based around the story, but there's not really much hint towards them. I won't give away any of the secrets in case you do end up going playing Astroneer for yourself, but there are quite a few secrets, and a lot of them would be, I would say they'd link to the brain tease part that we mentioned earlier. But trophies, I've got to agree with the fact that a lot of them you will end up getting as you casually play. A lot of them. Some of them are weird, wacky challenges that you go do, like get 5 seconds of airtime with a buggy. Like you're not going to do that while playing casually, but you go out your way, build a big ramp on a mountain or something like that, and knock yourself out.
So, secret
So,
trophies, I give it a 2. It's pretty basic, pretty
secrets and
bland.
trophies. It's got a decent amount. It's about 43 trophies, I think, including add-ons. So it's pretty generous, and at the same time, it's not that hard to platinum. So I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.
So the next one we have cultural and references, and to my knowledge, there's not a lot of references. I think they missed like the head of the nail with the hammer for a lot of space references they could have done with this game.
This is probably the category it lacks the least in, but it does reference real world science in the fact that there are secrets in the game that reference real world science projects and science achievements. Like at one point, you can find uh, the Sputnik probe that Russia sent. You know, when the whole race to the space, the space race and all that, and Sputnik and all the old spaceships. You can find references to those, and you can actually find some of them on the planets. So it's not. It's probably the lacking category, but it's not that there's nothing there. There
It's
is
all about
something.
like if you have knowledge of space and stuff that has happened
Yeah.
in our atmosphere and our universe. If you don't have like at least a general knowledge, you probably won't get a lot of the references and culture of the game.
Yeah. The references and culture are for a very specific target audience.
Like for me, I'd have to give culture references like a 1.5 out of 5. It's probably gonna be the lowest rate.
Um, I didn't know we were doing decimals. Uh, I'll give it. I'll give it a 1.
And we have replayability. I haven't really played the game since the first time. T has played a lot of this game, so he'll tell you about some of the replayability features that he has experienced.
Replayability. Does this mean as in like coming back after beating the game, or like starting fresh save files? What are we talking about here?
Probably like starting fresh. Like, can you do a new game after you beat this game?
You cannot new game plus. Just you've got your world. You do whatever you want in it. You beat the game, and then you've still got this world. You can make extra save files. You aren't just limited to one. But after the first world playthrough and you've done a lot in it, the next world can feel a tiny bit bland because you know exactly what you're doing, you know where you're looking. But the fun of the game itself never goes away. The fun of the quests can go away, but the game itself doesn't wear down.
For replayability, I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.5.
Difficulty rating. Is this game difficult for new players? Thoughts?
Not really. I'd say it holds your hand for a lot of it because you can't progress without doing certain quests, and once you've done certain quests, those rewards you get help you a lot. So, difficulty wise, I mean, if you're not going to use any of the stuff you've got, it's going to get hard. You know, managing tethers, oxygen, energy,
I'll say
it
a
can
lot
get
of difficulty.
challenging,
A
it
lot
can
of
get
difficulty comes
tedious.
from the terrain, like
Yeah,
getting stuck in holes, not be able to get out in time because you fell from your tether, or your tether falls because it disconnected because you were digging by accident.
the only real hazards are like some of the plants that can kill you. And then if you die in a cave and you know your stuff's lost in a cave, it can be tedious to get it back, especially if you've got all your good stuff on you and you die, and it's really hard to get back to you. So that can be challenging, but I'd say it's a very spoon-fed type game.
Yeah, I'll give difficulty like a 2.
Yeah, I'll give it a 2. Yeah, I'll give it a 2.
Uh, Value for money. Is the game worth the amount of money we paid for it?
I'd say yeah. I've had a lot of fun. I've owned it for about almost 2 years now, and I've done probably about 3 or 4 playthroughs of the game. Not 100% playthroughs. I've beat the story about 3 or 4 times. I have done everything in it once, which is where we are now.
I'll say
But
if it intrigues you, it is worth the money. If it's something that you just want to get because it looks cool, or you want to go for the trophies, I'd say wait for it to go on sale.
yeah, I'd if you're into space, if you're into science, it's very much worth its money because alongside the fact you're interested in it, it's a fun game anyway. If you aren't really one for those things, but the game still looks good for you, it's probably still worth its money, if not a bit less. So that one weekend where it might be a 10% sale or a 15% sale, grab it while you can.
Wouldn't be surprised too if you see this thing coming soon to like the PlayStation catalogs, or even like a game of the
Yeah,
month.
probably. I mean, it used to go on sale quite a lot. I mean, I think they reduced the actual price of it anyway. It used to be about 30. Now it's about 20, I think.
I'd give it
20,
about a 4
15.
to 5 for your value for the money. You get what you paid for.
If you if you like if you like, obviously it's a very broad topic, but I don't find anything wrong with the game, to be honest. There's cute things, there's cool things, there's hazards, there's intrigue, there's actual real knowledge to it. I'd give it a 4. I'd give it 4.5 for money value.
And last rating we have here for today for this lovely game is future content and add-ons. What would you like to see added, or what do you like that they have already added?
Oh, I like the um they added a yeah there's the second most recent add-on was the pets, where you can get these little cute aliens that give you buffs, and it makes the game easier. whilst having fun collecting animals. And on top of the fact that every add-on's never failed to intrigue me and make me come back, there is a lot of add-ons, whether it's events throughout the year or new DLCs. I think they pump out 1 or 2 DLCs a year. So the game's never like dead in terms of add-ons.
I know the
But
recent
one
one with
thing
the
I
rails was good.
yeah
People really love the
yeah
rails. It seemed to boost the game to a newer level for a lot of players who are building quite far away from the original spawn point and want a quicker access to deliver materials.
yeah, it's also a very active quest that makes you go through the planets, which there's never nothing wrong with that. I personally, the one thing that I want to see sometime in the future is maybe once you've beat the game, you have the option to maybe create your own solar systems. Maybe like a maybe if it might just be for PC or something, but like you can make your own planets. There's like a community tab.
Yeah, I would like
If
to
you
be able to
want
visit
to,
other
you
people's
can download a
planets.
planet.
Like, in my opinion, that's what's kind of missing, is be able to like go visit other people's worlds and see what they built and how
Yeah.
they changed their environment.
Oh yeah, maybe maybe have your solar. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the ending has it's a plot hole that you could easily fill with something to do with community creation. It's a spot where something like, oh, you have the ability to teleport yourself to um a server with a load of people on it, where it's a solar system that's got like about 6 or 7 planets, which the game has, but there's like 15 to 20 astronauts throughout the solar system all playing together. Like, that is a very achievable thing.
I give it probably about a good 3 out of 5 for the future content add-ons.
Feature content add-ons. I'm going to be very generous with this one because they update the game a lot. They have events throughout the year, and there's so many possibilities for future add-ons. I want to give this one a 5.
Well, there you guys have, folks. That's our rating for Lovely Astroneer. The final question we have is: would we recommend this game to others?
Yeah, it's simple. If you like what you see, yeah. If
If
you if you're interested in what you see, even bigger, yeah.
if you've played No Man's Sky and you want to take a break from that and have a more cartoony version of the game, this is the game for you.
Yeah. That's it, plain and simple. It's No Man's Sky meets Minecraft.
Pretty much. So, thanks all for coming out today, and we'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.
See ya.